Hey guys, I'm Jack and I'm a 3D and immersive website designer based in the UK, and today I'm going to show you 25 of the maddest 3D websites you have seen. And hopefully it will give you loads of inspiration for your own projects. I'm going to show you some cool clonables as well, and should be a really interesting video for you guys to get inspired. Let's get into this thing. Okay. So, as I said at the start of this video, I do 3D and immersive website design. If you're interested in this type of stuff, I'm going to be making videos and articles every single week. So go check out my website if you're interested in that kind of thing. Hopefully, if you're watching this video, this is the type of thing that you might be into. Okay, first website of the 25 is by Axie Morris. This guy is a machine. And I'm actually going to be showing you a lot of his work during the video because he is so good and actually has loads and loads of different clonables on his website. But have a look at this. Like, you've got this 3D rotating object in the middle that immediately catches your eye. You've got this little pulsing map down here. And it's such a simple landing page, but I think it's so effective. It has everything that you need, as well as some sick 3D with this kind of iridescent material. He's done all sorts of different work. He's not just a 3D man. He can also, I think he's a bit of a creative powerhouse just generally. But look at this little robot. Adds so much personality to this page. This is a website called funkcreative.webflow.io. Just beautiful little 3D characters that he's made. Note that they're not all embedded in the site. So this is a dynamic embed as far as I can see. It's actually reacting to my mouse movement. But this one is just a static image of a 3D object. So you don't have to embed every single 3D object in the website. It can just be used as an image, or you can export as videos as well. Here's another one that he's done. It's called sanshu.xyz. You can see you've got this dynamic hover movement, seriously cool. And then as you scroll down, you've got the background color changing, and then you've also got a slight scaling of this object. So note, you can have something that's super simple in the hero that just moves on hover, but then you can also do scaling. If you were to embed this in a Webflow or Framer project or whatever, you can actually scale that object. Here's another thing that looks like you can definitely make this kind of thing in Spline. It's got a kind of glass object with a cat embed, but that's not dynamic. Again, this might be a GIF or a video. Seriously cool website. But you can see just how this 3D object adds so much personality to this site. And you've got this like object of this cat as well. Really, really cool. Diving into more projects that Axie Morris has done. I mean, we've looked at his website, but this is actually his Spline page. So if you wanted to remix any of these projects, you can. Like, this is the wildest thing about Spline, is that if I wanted to actually remix one of these cool projects, I could click into one of them, and then there's a button called Remix here. But just look at this work. So insane. Like, how it just captures your attention straight away, having a dynamic 3D object like this. You can embed this in your website. Obviously, you can, like I said, export as a video or an image if it's just a simple 3D object that you want to export. But so powerful. Here's another one that he's done. This is one of my favorites, actually. Super detailed 3D model. And as you move your mouse around, just insane. You've got the head moving and the body tilting to where your mouse is. You've got these hands that follow as well. And look how detailed this model is. You've got this shiny metallic reflection on the face. You've got the eyes moving. You've got this textured effect on the actual robot arms itself. Just insane. And it's made 100% with Spline. Really interesting how he's managed to do that. Here's another one of my favorites. Check this out. You can grab these balloons and throw them, and then they'll like bounce off each other. And this one's coming towards us. So cool. Let's reload that and we can play with it again, because I just think this is mad, this one. Again, clonable inside Spline in the community projects. So you grab one of the balloons and you can just hit into them. See how it's like coming towards us as well as away from us? He's basically put this inside an orb and then zoom the camera in so that it feels like we're inside this 3D object with these balloons, but they're kind of coming towards us as well as away from us. Just insane. Again, such a powerful, simple idea. You could put that in a hero header, whatever. Vlad. Okay, this guy is an absolute beast. A senior 3D designer from Ukraine. He's got loads of cool projects, but the one I wanted to show you was this game. He's literally made a game. Oh, I've messed it up. Okay. So it responds to your mouse movement. So, oh man, I'm terrible at this game. Whoop. Okay, now we're going to ride. Oh, every single time I smacked into it. But such a cool use of Spline. And again, embedding that in a website, it could be a video game experience, it could be an onboarding experience. So powerful. Here's another one that he's done as well. In fact, sorry, this is actually a guy called Gabor, Design Gabor, if you want to check him out on Spline. But really cool hero header idea. It's got this frosted glass effect. So you've got a ball behind this glass texture that you can't see unless the ball is actually behind it. Seriously powerful. Goes right up the whole viewport width. And it changes color as you go over here. So maybe the ball behind is actually turning as you go to the right side of the screen. But it makes it look like it's... makes it look like it's turning. Changing color, I mean. So cool. So, we've already looked at loads of projects, but this one is so sick. So this is actually a demo from the Spline team. They've got this thing called Gaussian splatting, which is basically where you have a .pli file, and you can use something like Luma or something to scan a 3D object. So say this mic, for example, right? I could take a phone and I could go round the actual microphone, and then I can basically export that and embed it in a website. So I export it into Spline, and then you can edit that from there and add in these bubbles or whatever. But they've gone round this girl with a phone, I think, and then just scanned her. But you can really, I mean, it's seriously impressive. Like, if you imagine how early this is technologically, like in terms of where we're going to get to, you can see how detailed this is. And you can embed this in a header of a website. You can do all sorts of things with it. So it's pretty cool. Look how vivid their lips are as well. Mad. Oh my god, here's another one that I think is so sick. So a lot of people don't realize like the extent to which you can push Spline. I think people see it as a tool that is quite basic, but actually there's a ton of different features that a lot of people don't know. I'm going to show you one here. So this is a multi-scene game with 3D character. You see how quickly that loaded? That's considering I'm in my parents' house, not the best internet, and have, screen studio recording this as I speak to you now. Pretty wild how quickly that loaded. So we've got music playing, and we can turn, and it turns the whole camera depending on the way in which the character is facing. You see all these 3D objects that we've got here as well. Insane little details. Like, let's go over here and check out this plant. So sick. And we got this kind of like cloud effect happening as if we're up in the sky. Now if we go down here, we can jump with the spacebar. Whoop. Let's go over here. Boom, 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 boom. So cool. Let's wait for this to go back. Mad, isn't it? I mean, to think that this is super early in the process in terms of, what you can create in Spline. Like, I imagine this is only going to get better. It's pretty insane. So, seriously cool project. I'm actually going to get rid of that just because there's the sound. But yeah, really cool. I definitely recommend going to follow Spline on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, so that you can actually see all these updates happen. Zoe Tang, holy shit, this girl is insane. She does all sorts of different things, as you can see from her portfolio website, but the project that I want to show you is this one. So this is an Apple Watch project. We've got content on the right. We've got this little arrow coming in here. This is a Webflow website. So essentially she's built the website in Webflow, and then she's made this 3D asset in Spline and embedded it. So it goes across the screen from the first section to this second section. And then once it hits a certain point, it comes across to here. Goes in front of the text. Fits into the watches. Such a nice touch. Mwah. And then we go down behind this section. So we've got layering happening. It seems to have disappeared, actually. It just stops there. Such a cool website, though. I love this touch where it fits into the size of the asset. I wonder how this works on mobile. Let's have a look. Okay. So maybe it's only a project for desktop, but really, really powerful. Another one by her. This is really powerful because it's actually a real e-commerce site for Nike. And it shows a 3D shoe rotating, which gives you content dependent on what you're looking at, what part of the shoe you're looking at. So premium materials, soft cushioning and padded ankle collar, etc. So it's zooming into the back of the shoe. And then it's got a sizing one. Look at this. Look at this. So cool. It zooms in on encapsulated airsole unit in the heel, gives you soft cushioning. Goes on, premium construction. So we get a real good feel of the shoe before the CTA about the sizing and adding it to her cart. So you get like a real 3D experience, you know. I think a lot of the time in e-commerce, people are just expected to imagine the story behind the product, or, you know, they've got a few images that might be pretty crappy and just a kind of like, yeah, I think it's good. Like, I don't really know. Whereas this, you really get like a 3D look at the shoe, the shape, textures, materials. So, so cool. Jordan Gilroy is next up. This man is an insanely talented designer and developer. And he's got real nice little touches of 3D in his work. This is just a really cool G, almost like a medieval font, isn't it? And then as you scroll, you've got some beautiful effects that come in. And actually, we're going to be looking at another one of his projects Look how many projects he's got as well, guys. So cool. This is one called Neocultural Couture. And this is the entrance to the website. And then you've got this frosted glass texture. Beautiful. Made in Spline. And it's just on a loop, so it just goes back and forth. But you see how much more interesting this page is, this hero header, with this rotating asset. So cool. Next up, we have Diego Torre de Oliveira. This website, when I first went on it, I was like, what is happening? Like, this is insane. Now, if you scroll through... Okay, let's back it up. We've got a 3D asset with multiple rotating rings in lines. So you've got four different rotating rings. And then he's got a camera which zooms through this as you scroll down. Okay? Now, this is fixed to the background, this spline asset. And then as you scroll down, it just goes through depending on how far down you've scrolled the page, okay? So at, what is that? Maybe 60, 70%, the asset is scrolled all the way through. And then you've got this beautiful 3D asset. Just so cool. Such a cool piece of work from Diego. Look how smooth that is. Insane. Love it. Another one that's also done by him, Flow Card. This is just showing off the power of having 3D embedded in a site. If you look at this, it fixes to here. Fixed. And then it starts scrolling again. And then you see that there's actually more than one card. So it's almost like he's hidden the other two cards because they're not there now. And then the other two cards become visible. So maybe they're hidden from the start and then they become visible as they scroll down. Splay out, fixed, and then come down to here. Really cool animation across to here. Then it shows the overlaying containers of these. And then it slots into the phone. So cool. So cool. And then it releases that footer. Insane work from Diego. And speaking of Diego, we've got another project. He's got a full video series on YouTube about this. I'll put the links in the bio for this, but wow. Just such a cool project. So vibrant and really gives you gives these drinks like a personality that they just wouldn't have if it was a white background and, you know, copy saying like, delicious berry drink. Like, so cool. How he's doing this is he's got 4 different cans all in a circle, in a large circle that are hidden apart from the top frame, and then they just rotate 90 degrees. So he's got them so one at the top, one at the side, you know, at each of the sides, and then it just rotates as you scroll down. God, so sick. So cool. Kudos to Diego. This one is by Dylan Brewer. And I think this is a combination of not just spline, because as you can see, we've got this, maybe a video background, I'm not sure. These assets don't seem to be changing depending on mouse movement. But then when I click in, mad, so sick. Now as we scroll down, this is the 3D asset from Spline. So we've got a game and a Game Boy. Bang. And then the game goes in on the second section. So as you see that, scrolls, second section, third section, this game comes up, pops up over the top. So that's just an asset within the spline file that just comes up. And again, and then you've got a coin that comes out. Looks super smooth. Just so slick. But obviously a lot more complicated to do in reality than it looks. Look at that. Slight hover on mouse movement. Such a cool website. So that's called straightfire.io. Moving on. Okay, 3 dimensions. Madness. Look at this. So you've got these objects at the top that scroll out, and then you've got images embedded. Some MP4s. This is by Dirk Latch, by the way, guys. And really, really cool website that basically goes through how to use Spline and Webflow. Just mad project. He's actually got 3 videos on his YouTube channel, but there's not too much content. But all the 3 videos are really good. Andrew Ehrensberger, this guy, so sick, such a beautiful site, and makes super simple UI like layouts, but beautiful 3D work that's actually quite complex to build. Got this very realistic lemon that's in the middle, and then as you scroll down the page, the lemon turns. You've also got this nice glow effect, maybe using a Fresnel layer. You've got these leaves that look super realistic scrolling around, and these stickers overlaying it. But potentially he's just used he's just made the stickers in maybe Figma and then used an image layer as a PNG just to overlay on top of the lemon that he's already created. But seriously cool. Love these leaves going around the outside as well. And then on scroll, the background changes. We're going to look at some more of his work. Mad stuff here. aiavora.webflow.io if you want to check out the domain. Just the maddest 3D model. I mean, so intricate. And it just splays out like that as you scroll down the page. Turns and splays. So sick. Another one by him. This one's called Sentinel. It's a medical site. So as you scroll down, you've got this. What's the word for that? DNA strand, maybe. That turns and scrolls down as you scroll down the page, and maybe scales slightly as well. Seriously cool site. I've already looked at that. We've got this one, which is robhemus.co.uk. So I guess this is Rob, maybe. But look, as you scroll down, got this really cool, like pixelated, almost like a pixelated scan of this guy, Rob. You've got this band moving around him. And then we've got these different characters that I guess he works with. Yeah, design and developer. Such a sick site. I mean, like, obviously the development of this is exceptional as well as the actual 3D asset, but it just works so well. And then the final one we're going to look at is Loop. Look at this website. The maddest 3D recorder that is again by Andrew Ehrensberger. Just insane, talented guy. And super friendly as well. Spline and Webflow. God damn. So sick. Well, there it is, guys. We've looked through 25 sites. We've smashed through them in 25 mins. If you guys are interested in learning anything more about all of this stuff, I actually write a newsletter called spline3d.substack. So this is actually, I basically write about all sorts of Spline stuff every single week and give you loads and loads of resources that will hopefully help you get better as a 3D designer or maybe an immersive website developer. The other thing that I want to talk about is quickly, I have loads and loads of other content on the YouTube that might or might not be helpful for you. If you're interested in this type of thing, go check out these other videos. I'm going to be doing content every single week. Hopefully it's helpful for you. Please do ask me for stuff if you want to know particular content or anything that I'm making, because then I can actually make the content for you. Hopefully it's helpful. Ciao, loads of love, bye.